rising rents, signing an apartment lease is costing more and more across the city. Our ABC7 data team found where rents are increasing the most and how much you can expect to pay. There are also ways to save.
I love my home, but I just don't feel that hike is fair.
Ashley Golf and her 2 children have lived in their Galewood neighborhood apartment for nearly 3 years. In that time, her rent has gone up 26%.
I thought it was ridiculous. And then I think about everybody else. How is everybody else affording this?
Golf says 2 of her neighbors moved out recently, telling her the rent increase was a big part of the reason. As part of those increases, in 2022, a $50 service fee was added for water and trash and $20 for security. Golf says she was hoping to buy a home next year, but now she can't.
It makes me have to, have more sacrifices to start saving for that.
She's experiencing the same thing many other Chicagoans have, a recent spike in rent. The ABC7 data team found that the median rent for a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,385, up almost 24% compared to this time last year. And that's 10% higher than the national median. A 2-bedroom apartment, $1,745, up nearly 30% compared to the same time last year. That price is 13% above the national median. We also looked at the area neighborhoods in the city of Chicago with the largest rent increases in the last year. Lincoln Park had the highest rent increase, up 10.6% from an average rent of $2,176 per month to $2,406 per month. The Wrigleyville and Buena Park neighborhoods increased 10.3% from an average rent of $1,708 per month to $1,883 a month.
We've noticed that the number of tenants calling about large rent increases has increased up to, 500 calls a year for us, so that's quite a few. And these are significant rent increases.
John Bartlett of the Metropolitan Tenants Organization says more corporate entities are buying up rentals and driving the market prices up. He says it hurts lower income people the most.
People's wages have not kept pace at that rates. Oftentimes that they have less resources, and so that moving is just much harder than somebody that's has plenty of money.
The I-Team contacted the management company for Golf's apartment complex. It acknowledged our email but never responded. Bartlett says the city should consider implementing rental policies like rent control as a broader solution.
Tenants should always try to negotiate, especially if they're a good tenant. No matter what, if a landlord's going to have to find a new tenant, that's going to cost them money no matter what. They may be willing to take a little bit lower in order to keep a good tenant in place.
Golf is tightening her budget in order to afford the increased rate, but she knows that others may not have that option.
How is everybody else going to do this? Especially other single mothers, taking care of everything on their own.
Besides negotiating, there are other steps you can take to save. Sometimes landlords will lower the cost of rent if you can sign a longer lease. If you're renting from a corporate landlord, they may have move-in deals where you do not have to pay the first month's rent. Also remember, if your rent does go up, weigh in the cost of that rent increase versus the cost of moving. Unfortunately, you may be saving by staying put.
Wow, so many factors to think about. Wow.
Yeah, it's tough out there right now.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC7 Chicago Eyewitness News.
Good afternoon. Today is Monday, September 11th. The year is 2023. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I had a busy day. Jumped up, went to the gym, did an hour and a half with the cardio. I'm back doing my cardio in the morning time. Had to run by the bank, go by the post office, and while I was in Kroger picking up some medicine, I got my flu shot. I'm a little flu shot today. I tried to get my flu shot in late September, early October. This is about the time I normally get. It was September 11th. So I was in. I said, let me go ahead and get this flu shot while I'm here. My insurance covered it, so it was free. So I said, let me get that on out of the way. And it's a beautiful Monday. Outside, in the neighborhood, quiet. I was online looking at the housing market, looking at houses. I've been online looking at this stuff. So the prices are outrageously high, still high. But I'm noticing something. Ain't nothing selling. Boy, them houses sitting like rocks. everywhere. It's kind of like the housing market's in an impasse right now. It's just sitting there because these home prices are so high, and interest rates are making the price more unaffordable for a lot of this expensive stuff. It's just all that stuff is sitting there like a rock. It's just sitting there, going untouched, unsold. A lot of houses all over the city. I don't know what it's like in your city. The weird thing is that new construction seems to be moving here in Atlanta. It's newly built homes. But these older houses, especially ones that need substantial amount of work to them, they sitting like rocks. Nobody want that shit. They're like, please. You're gonna you gotta buy it with a 7-8% interest rate, 6 to 7 or whatever, 6 or 7% interest rate, whatever it is right now, and then possibly have to renovate the house too. Good luck with that. So those of you who are looking for the house, this might be a good time because you might be able to do a little bit more negotiating on these homes. Might be able to get them to come down in price. Might be able to get them to negotiate. Might. I mean, that's a you might be able to do so. I'm not exactly sure how that will work. You'd have to get out there and talk to I'm not a real estate agent, but I'm just going on FMLS and MLS and looking. Kind of hard to get the truth out of real estate agents. They always, everything's going great. I was going to tell you that bullshit ass line. Shit is a fucking disaster out there for the asses. All you got to do is look at the sales, current sales, is what's sold. I'm looking at houses in the market for months now, just sitting there. And they're sitting. I'm looking in Morningside, Virginia Highlands, Midtown, Buckhead, looking all over the place. So I would, if you're thinking about getting a, if you're considering getting a, if you're considering looking at a house for sale, this might be a good time to negotiate, especially if a house has been sitting in the market for a little bit longer than it should have been. But we're going to find out. So I just thought that was very interesting as I was looking at this housing, looking at this stuff online. Rents are high, houses are high. Oh, Lord, how are folks making it today? But there was a video, I think I'm putting in this one was out of Chicago, where they're talking about how the rents have skyrocketed, and people are asking how people paying for this stuff. Hustling. Shit, that's the only way people survive right now, is hustling. You better be very careful. I had somebody approach me with so much bogus fucking shit. And it's just like, okay, here we go with the fake shit again. Be careful. You got a lot of con artists running around here today. You know, back in a few years ago, it was the Bitcoin and all this other stuff, and now it's all kinds of cons. You better be very careful with your money. And ultimately, if a deal is too good to be true, then it probably isn't true. I saw on the news this woman lost $17,000 in cash that she paid for a car at a car dealership. She thought she was getting a good deal. They ran off with that damn $17,000. They repossessed the car. So, it's something to think about as you all move through the day. But anyway, this is going to be a little short video because I'm sitting outside. It's a little bit warmer. So I don't know what the temperature is today. Today is... I'm kind of sleepy for some odd reason. I don't know what's going on. I didn't sleep last night, but I did. The weather, it says it is 86 degrees out here. Well, out here. It was a little bit cooler over the weekend. But anyway, it's a short little video. I'm going to go up here and take me a nap before I go to the gym. I'll probably come back later on this afternoon and do something. I'm going to post some of these articles I saw. Some of these news reports I saw about the housing market and how dead as a doorknob this shit is. And it's, like I said, might be a good opportunity for those of you who want to negotiate and buy something. It might be a good time to do that. Anyway, today is Monday, it's September 11th, the year is 2022. 2023, I'm out of here. I'm drowsy, a bit late out. All right, I'm out.